just a heck of a game. They're a very good basketball team, and now that they got their whole team together, that's their 6th game. I mean, I think they can, play with anybody, and it's a big time win for us because their crowd was great. They were really good, and they knocked us back at the beginning of each half, and our kids responded. Our defense, the last 12 minutes of the first half was outstanding, and I thought Javin gave us a big boost in how he ran the court. And in the second half, they came out and we gave them 9 quick points, and it looked like, the whole thing was going to turn. And our kids showed some amazing toughness. They really hung in there. Cassius, who was not playing as well as he has been playing, played great. He responded, coming off the bench after a timeout and made some sensational plays. And then, I just think our kids were real tough, and they made some big plays. Trade and Jordan Goldwire defensively, and Trade hit a big bucket. And one of the big buckets was the offensive rebound on the free throw by Vernon, which gave us a 2-possession lead. And then our defense was good. Their big guys, really hammered us on the boards, but they were 10 for 31. So, that worked out well, and we beat a really good team in a very tough environment, and both teams played really hard tonight. So it's a heck of a win for our kids. Any questions?
You put Delorier in with about 2 minutes to go. What were you looking for him to do there, and did he give you what you wanted?
Yeah, just some energy and on defense. A big change in the first half. We had to change how we defended the ball screen, and they were just killing us. And then we read it or trapped it, and that worked for the half. And in the second half, we didn't do it as well, and they kind of responded. Then we had to, change a little bit with that. And Javin and Jack made a couple big plays, the 3, but also a block. It's the way our team's been. It's like a collection of guys, hopefully doing enough to come up with a big time. That's a big time win tonight.
Were you surprised by your defense around the rim with those 2 post players in Wright and Banks, and how well you kind of handled them?
Well, I don't know. Not with our rebounding, but yes, overall, because they also had to defend the ball screen with Alvarado, and Alvarado's a very, very crafty guard. So that's not easy for a big guy to help with that and still play the big. And so overall, good, good. But it's going to be where they win some and we win. It was that kind of game. I thought both teams played so hard, and the crowd was great. I thought they really supported their team, and it was that made the win even a little bit bigger for us.
You mentioned how Cassius responded coming off the bench. What was sort of his demeanor in that timeout, and what was sort of your message?
He wasn't playing aggressively, and he was going to have a 0 stat line, except they would have gotten pluses, and for a freshman, especially to turn that around in a game, an away game where you're not getting, that's huge. It shows a lot about that kid. He made some sensational plays, and he ran the court a couple times, big time. That Javin in the first half and him in the second, those were a little bit, they differentiated us. It made it, we won that round, so to speak, in a 15-round fight. So
You think James's length bothered Vernon?
I'm sorry?
Do you think James's length bothered Vernon throughout the game?
I think James's length will bother a lot of people. But for Vernon, overall, I thought he did a really good job. It's his 15th college game, and also he now is the focal point of people trying to stop us. So that's a lot in 2 months into this. Vernon's done a great job, and I thought in the second half, we were not strong with the ball. And they came out strong, and we're catching it with one hand, and all of a sudden, boom, they got it and go. And then once he put two hands on it, it was a little bit different.
Coach, what would you say is the biggest reason for the miscues from the free throw line for your team tonight?
I don't know, human. You know, do you wake up every day happy and go lucky, or you know, I mean, it's just human being. You know, like also when you're in a fight, when in a game like that, you're tired. You know, so overall we've been shooting really well on free throw line, and we hit enough to win. So I'm not worried about the free throws. You know, and by the way, one of them turned into 2 points. I should have told you we'd called a play on that, but we didn't. That was just a play.
Coach, 2 questions related to the rotation somewhat.
And we don't have a rotation.
Okay, the depth. Can I?
Yeah, we're
Okay,
gonna play our guys.
Yeah, so throughout the season, one of the hallmarks of the team has been, 9, 10, obviously you couldn't go 10 deep, but 9 deep. This game, it felt like things shrunk up a little bit, and related to that, Jordan Goldwire plays like almost 37 minutes.
Yeah.
Talk about his play and.
No, Jordan was, even though you look at the stats, he has 2 points, and he and Trey together played really good defensively. And he gave us the athleticism. You know, that's one thing with Wendell out. Wendell is a great athlete. And most of the time you can have 2 and sometimes 3 outstanding athletes. Trey being one of them. Jordan Goldwire, Cassius, Wendell. Alex is a good athlete. Joey is a good shooter. Not that he's a bad athlete. And so not having Wendell affects that. In a game like this, where you have to defend all 3 perimeter positions pretty well. Because their kid Park, he hit a couple big buckets for him.
But did you have a notion that Jordan was going to play a lot for you this game?
Yeah, I have a notion he's going to play a lot in every game. And I started him in the second half. And all our guys should consider themselves starters, because you're not playing behind anybody. When someone comes in, you don't have to be like the guy you came in for. All you have to do is be you. And then we have a little bit different look. And that's the kind of thing we've tried to build our team on. And defensively, if we have more athleticism in, then we're probably going to pressure the ball better, probably move it down the court a little bit more. And so you have different looks by having different people in the game. And it just kind of happens. And our guys have everyone on our team knows that they're important. None of them are complimentary players. All of them are good basketball players. And when they're in there, they need to think of themselves as being starting basketball players.
Anything else for Coach?
Coach, why do you think that we're seeing some of the unpredictability in the college basketball game, specifically this season?
Yeah, because we haven't kept. There's so much attrition. It's not just the guys after 1 or 2 years going pro. You probably have 70 to 80 kids who tested the waters, who were not drafted, who didn't return for college basketball. You can't take that type of a hit along with the guys that normally go. And we haven't kept up to date yet. We've made a whole bunch of changes, but we haven't figured out how it affects our game. And it's affected our game. There is, really kind of anybody can win. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying that's what's happened. And as long as we have it going the same way, you're going to have that same attrition. We almost had 1,000 transfers. Crazy. If you looked at this as a business, the amount of guys going, the amount of guys testing, the amount of guys transferring. Whoa. Whoa. It's a lot. It's a lot. And we have not kept up with it. As whoever is leading our game, tell me who that is, by the way. I don't think there is anybody. We're like, there aren't any Westerns anymore. But if I'm old enough to want, when you lose the reins and the horse, that's kind of how we are. It's just going, man. It's just going. But it's such a great game. It can handle that for a while. But it's going to need some help. I'm telling you, it's going to need some help.
All right, thanks a lot.
Okay, thank you.